got you all around me. Get anxious. Let me don't make it so about you. In the dark right now. Feel lost, but I like it. Comfort in my sins, not about me. All I got right now. Feel a taste of resentment. Some more in my skin. It's all about blood stain on my shirt. New bitch on my nerves. Oh, nigga got caught. Going back on my word. It made you so thirsty. Still don't know my words. Still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental. Got me looking too desperate. Damn. Body, sunshine. I found a way to fuck it up still. Can't cry about the shit that I can change. Just my mind gotta get out of here. Tough crowd, hater, can't stay. In the dark right now. Feel lost, but I like it. Comfort in my sins, not about me. All I got right now. Feel a taste of resentment. Some more in my skin. It's all about blood stain on my shirt. New bitch on my nerves. Oh, nigga got caught. Going back on my word. Damn, bitch, so thirsty. Still don't know my words. Still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental. Got me looking too desperate. Damn. Is it what you say? And how you know me? I'm supposed to trust, supposed to love, and supposed to hurt this way. All I need is the best of you. All I got to say, give me all of you. In the dark right now, feel lost, but I like it. Comfort in my sins, not about me. All I got right now. Feel a taste of resentment. Some more in my skin. It's all about blood stain on my shirt. New bitch on my nerves. Oh, nigga got caught. Going back on my word. Damn, bitch, so thirsty. Still don't know my words. Still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental. Got me looking too desperate. Damn, when is that? I wanna turn those blue lights into strobe lights.
It's 6 o'clock.
They wanna know, wanna be on your own. When I hit the lights, say my name.
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you're gonna get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customer paid for their testimonial.
So, you've got an idea for a business, the store of your dreams. There's just one thing to figure out: everything. That's why Shopify's all-in-one commerce platform makes it easy to sell online, in person, and everywhere else. Sell on social media, source products with an app to get that first sale feeling. It's the only solution that gives you everything you need to sell everywhere you want. So when you're ready to bring your idea to life, power it up with Shopify.
Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Spotify. It's festival season, and that means it's time to discover the music. Find new favorites and current stars like Youngblood, Blackpink, and more on the festival season playlist. Listen now on Spotify. It doesn't matter if it's new music climbing the charts or It's a song that's gone viral. If it's trending, it's on this playlist. Listen to all your favorite tracks in one place right now on the top trending playlist on Spotify.
Know you've been praying for my soul. Hey everyone. I see there's a lot of folks in here today. Love seeing everyone's lovely face. Well, lovely names on the screen. I hope everyone's doing pretty well. Today's going to be a pretty short meeting. But again, we're going to be starting at 6:05. So just hold on tight and then we'll be getting started in 3 minutes. All right, all right. Hey everyone. I hope everyone's day is going well. Oh, hey Yukoma. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Okay, yeah. So welcome everyone. Today is Sparks monthly Basemer meeting. Today's going to be a kind of short meeting this go around. But basically what's going to be going on today are we're going to do some intros with everyone, just getting to know everyone, name, pronouns, all the things. Then we're going to jump in and let Elias do a legislative wrap up, basically a session wrap up, basically talking about like legislative session, letting folks know how to plug in, also updating folks on all the things going on and what went on up until March 31st, which is when session ended. And yeah, so I want to start out with an icebreaker just to get acclimated with everyone, just to know folks is like names, pronouns, and one icebreaker question, which is, I may ask the question in our meeting earlier this week. When was the moment you realized you were an adult? So that can be like an action, like, oh, I had to do taxes for the first time. Hey, Asha, whatever that may be. So name, pronouns, and then that icebreaker question, which is, when did you realize you were an adult? I'm going to paste it in the chat, but anybody can start.
Hey y'all.
Oh, River.
Who is going? Oh, you go.
Hey. Okay, I'm gonna go. And my name's Yukwoma. I use she, her, they, them pronouns. And I am bro. Siri always thinks that I'm talking to her. And I'm based here in Atlanta, Georgia. And the moment I realized I was an adult was
when I was like excited that my email inbox was at 0. Like, there is nothing like when you open that inbox and there's no one coming there asking you for some money, asking you for some time, asking you for some favor. Oh, it's just so triggering. So when that inbox is at a smooth 0, praise the Lord. That and it literally it makes my whole damn day. Like, I'll like treat myself to my inbox being at 0. It is truly a win. Yeah, and I will pass it to the beautiful Asha.
Hey, my name's Asha. My pronouns are she, hers. I'm one of the community organizers at Spark RJ Now. When did I realize I was an adult? When I had to make my children's doctor's appointments. I said, who allowed me to do this and be here and parent? I like made people. But whoever else wants to go.
I'll go. I'm Raven. My pronouns are she, her. I'm from Georgia. And I'm 29 years old. I'm not an adult. I tell my sisters all the time that they need to find somebody to take care of me if they're not gonna do it. Because I should not be responsible for myself.
I am so tickled, Raven. I too am 29, but I have 2 children, girl. And so, yeah, so my name is Nandi, y'all. I am in Georgia. I live in Cobb County. I like to say Atlanta, but I'm ready to say it. Cobb County is not Atlanta.
Right.
But yeah, my pronouns are she, her. I am laying in bed because I'm an adult and I'd be tired. Okay. So yeah, I think the moment I realized I was an adult is when I was 20 and my midwife checked my cervix and was like, hey, and I said, no, wait a motherfucking minute. This don't feel right. And she said, go into the hospital, it's time to have a baby. I think that's when I realized, okay, it's over with. So I'll pass it to whoever is ready.
Somebody, I want to add, somebody was saying, well, I can't add much, but someone was saying that earlier they were saying when they realized they were, kids help them feel like young again. So I'm interested if that's the same for you, even though that moment is still connected to that.
I am young. I don't need the kids to remind me that I'm young. I am young.
Right.
And then now I have to do adult things for these little people.
That's it. Because I'm very youthful, you know. Me and my child actually look alike. She my size. We wear the same shoes, you know, but I gotta still like take care of her, like, you know.
I can go next. So my name is Kay. My pronouns are she, they. I'm the lead organizer at Spark. And then the moment I realized I was an adult, I feel like I kind of always realized I was an adult, but I really think when I had to handle adult responsibilities, which was like, renter's insurance and car insurance, I think that definitely hit different from just being on my own versus bills. And then I can pass it to Lo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marlo, or AKA Lo. My pronouns are she, her. And I'm Atlanta-based. And when I realized I was an adult was going to college, having to survive on my own. Because that was very hard. You know, the family wasn't trying to help. So that's when I realized adulting was like really hitting. And I'm going to pass it to Angelina, if you haven't already on.
Hi, I'm Anjali. I use she, her pronouns. I'm from Maryland. And I only recently feel like I started being an adult. I'm 20, but I would say when I moved out and had to start buying groceries for myself, and I really started to be like, okay, I am not spending $5 on some strawberries. Things like that. But yeah, nice to meet everybody. And I'll pass it to Vandala.
Hey guys, I'm Vendela. I use she, her pronouns, and yeah, somebody also took mine, but I guess like the first time I realized I was officially an adult was having to do the big scary phone calls with like doctors and making appointments and stuff. Oh, sorry, and I'll pass it to Hazen.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hazen. I use he, him pronouns. I guess the first time that I realized I was an adult was kind of similar to yours, was when I would come home from work and my roommate in college would have dishes in the sink. And I'm like, I have to come home from work and I still have to do these dishes and I still have to cook, I still have to clean. And I realized that I was like, man, I'm turning into my parents. So that's when I realized I was an adult, when I had to kind of fend for myself and, kind of monetize my everything I did just for a livelihood. So I'm gonna pass it to, I'm sorry, I'm using my phone, so it's kind of difficult to navigate, but I'm gonna pass it to, well, anybody that hasn't gone because I'm not sure.
Hey all, I can go. My name's Carter. I am the operations coordinator with Spark. My pronouns are they, them. I'm based in Atlanta, and I'll share a different reason than I shared from our other meeting, but probably when I realized that I was getting excited about my new vacuum cleaner. Like, I never thought I would see the day I would be excited about something that I have to use to clean my own house, but I was. And I will pass it to Bryce if they have not gone. Or whoever hasn't gone.
I can go. Hi y'all. My name is Kyler. I use she, her pronouns. I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia. I guess I realized when I was an adult, specifically when I started having to fill up my gas tank all the time, and my car likes to eat it up. So that was often. So yeah. And I can pass it to Jensen.
Is there anyone else in the group that may want to do theirs who hadn't gone yet?
I guess I'll go. Oh,
20, it's on you.
I'm sorry?
I see you go ahead.
Okay. All right, hey everybody, I'm 20. Pronouns are she, they. When did I realize I was an adult? That's a hard question. I guess when I was in dang, it's been a lot of moments where like the adulthood just like keeps creeping on more and more. Let's see. Dang, I had something and then I totally forgot. I guess I'll say when I was in college and I had to have a job at the same time while I was in college and like create a schedule that would work for me and like being neurodivergent and trying to like keep up with all that stuff. And it was like all on me to like put it together. I guess that was really like a step up in like into adulthood, I guess. So that's one of the moments. Did I miss anything? It was pronouns and your adulthood story, right?
Yeah, and your name.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm 20. My name is 20, Twenny.
Oh no, you said that.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, cool.
Anyone else?
I can go. Yeah, hi, my name's Reggie. My name's Reggie. Pronouns he, they. This whole thing. I am based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and many moments of realizing I'm an adult. The most shocking and controversial.
Y'all let anyone in here.
You said you can't hear? What? Okay. The most shocking and controversial was what my Hawaiian side of my family, when the younger cousins started calling me uncle. And which around you hit 25 and all the baby cousins start calling you uncle and you have to start buying them presents instead of getting presents. So that was the moment. And I'll throw it back out there for anyone.
Anyone else? Okay, I'm gonna take that as a silent no. So if you want to do the name, pronouns, and when you realize you're an adult question, you can go ahead and drop that in the chat. And you can go ahead and drop that in the chat, and then yeah, we can just read it from there. Oh wow, beat me to it. Whoever dropped it in the chat, I can't see the name, but we also have Uber Eats vouchers tonight, so dinner's on us. But we have a limit, so please refrain from sharing it out to other folks because then folks in the room won't be able to have access to it. So yeah, go ahead and order your food. And yeah, I mean, I lost track of what I was about to say, but we can take a little 5-minute break and then let folks grab their food. Or I forgot my pronoun today. Okay, period, Cash App, Venmo. But yeah, so I'll give folks like five minutes to order their food, and then we're gonna come back in and let Elias do our session wrap up, and we can also do some updates with Spark and talk about some other things. So I'll see y'all back at 6:25. I should left quick. All right.
I'm right here though. I needed to find some links
my
to drop
bad.
in the chat.
You said what?
I said I needed to find some links to drop in the chat.
Oh, period. Okay.
I'll be back.
Proactive. Love it.
Can't keep on losing you over complications. Gone too soon. Wait, we was just hanging. I can't seem to hold on to. Dang. The people that know me best, the key that I won't forget. Too soon. I can't keep on losing you. I can't keep on losing you. Yeah. How many mistakes it would take till you leave when I'm left with my hand and my face all red and the face looking at you like, wait, I know I ain't a saint if it ain't too late. Well, I can't keep on losing. I run away so fast from a heart like gold, but it break like glass. When my shit get old and I act so young, baby, you so cold, never had no son. You don't wanna grow up, yeah, the shit no fun. So when I get home, I'ma give you some, make it feel like wanna hit that drum. Yeah, the dick ain't free, I don't get no fucks. Yeah, it's complicated, got you frustrated. Get home late, you don't trust me, baby. Way too drunk, don't know what I'm saying. You can drive my car that's what you said. We both know that's some bullshit. Okay, we be fighting, we be reuniting. Kiss me, touch me, tease me, me excited. Got a devil who is too trying to get through to you because I can't keep on losing you over complications. Gone too soon. Wait, we was just hanging. I can't seem to hold on to. Dang.
All right, we're back a little early. Asha just had so much amazing information to give us. So well, you all still can order your food and things and whatnot while Asha is talking their things, talking about
Talking my things. All right, y'all. Before you dip off because you got some food, I wanted to drop some links for a couple things. This summer, or right now, we are actually doing a call for writers for some monologues. Over the summer, we're going to have some fire campers perform a version of the Vagina Monologues, Queer, Black, and Southern, and we're calling it Down South. And so we're asking for folks to submit some monologues so that they can be performed. Bam, there's a link so that if you are interested in submitting a monologue and looking for an example to work off of, you can do that. And then, let me grab this sign up sheet. On Wednesday, May 3rd, next week, we are going to be doing a house party in our office, like a RJ game night conversation in collaboration with Dream Defenders to talk about just all of the bands that are going on across the US. So, bam, if you'd like to sign up, there you go. And that's it. I'm done talking. Thanks, y'all, for listening. Also, I'm not done. I'm not done at all. But I see so many new faces. If you haven't met me before or you'd like a little refresher, I have a Calendly link. And so if you'd like to have a one-on-one with me, you can. Bam, bam, bam. And here is. Oh, and it's bold. Look at me. But that's it. Okay, thank you.
That was right on time. Because it's actually 6:25 now. So I'm gonna let Elias, are you ready or did you need more time to get acquainted?
Oh, no, I'm ready.
Okay, well, further ado, I'll let Elias introduce themselves. They are an Ifwin Howe fellow, but I'll let them take it from here.
Yeah, hi, I'm Elias. I'm the If When How Reproductive Justice Policy Fellow here at Spark. I use he, him pronouns. Yeah, and so as Kay mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, legislative session for 2023 in Georgia wrapped up at the end of March. And so I'm just going to take a little bit to give a summary / wrap up of session, celebrate our wins, identify where more organizing needs to be done in the coming months, and thank our base for all of your great advocacy work. So first for celebrations, this session, 3 bad bills that Spark was following very closely, which were SB 88, HB 496, and HB 604 died during session. So SB 88 would have been Georgia's kind of like don't say trans type of bill and would have effectively banned any discussions of gender identity in school or similar education environments. HB 496 and HB 604 both sought to completely ban abortion by granting legal personhood to a fetus. And for anyone who doesn't know about legal person or fetal personhood, although a lot of people, even people who think they're like pro-abortion, like to frame fetal personhood as something that could potentially be good, We know that these sorts of bills really just open up marginalized people, especially Black and Indigenous women and trans people, to increased surveillance and criminalization during pregnancy. So fetal personhood laws are no good. But, with the help of community members across the state, all 3 of these bad bills did die by not surviving crossover day. And so for anyone who might not know, because I didn't know this before I started, crossover day is basically just the day that all the bills introduced in one chamber cross over to the other chamber. So for example, because SB 88 was introduced in the Senate, but didn't advance far enough to cross over to the House by crossover day, it died during session. So it is important to keep in mind, though, that the legislative session in Georgia is a 2-year session. The session started in 2023, so there is the potential that these bills could continue to advance, start to advance in 2024. But at least for right now, we don't need to worry about these bills, and we are already working to, begin planning about how to organize and advocate against these bills. So this session, Spark also collaborated with a coalition of other RJ organizations to introduce the Reproductive Freedom Act this session, which is chaired by Asha. The RFA is a collective vision of what abortion access would look like in Georgia if it was truly accessible to all people. So the RFA would do stuff like repeal Georgia's current 6-week abortion ban by enshrining the right to abortion into law. It would repeal medically unnecessary restrictions to abortion, and it would expand access to care by expanding the kinds of insurance plans that will cover abortion. So the RFA didn't pass into law in 2023 yet, but that just means that we need to keep organizing and educating around the bill for the 2024 session. Oh, and if you are interested in getting involved with the RFA campaign, you can go ahead and sign the petition to get more info about the campaign and future events. I'll drop the link right now. So if you haven't already, you can go ahead and sign that petition, and can get some information about how to get involved with that campaign. So now on to not so great things. Unfortunately, we did see the advancement of anti-trans legislation this session. For anyone who doesn't know, SB 140, which was the ban on gender-affirming care for minors, was signed into law by the governor on March 16th. Spark did a lot of organizing work around SB 140, which included rapid response work, listening in on legislative hearings, and then helping community members learn how to contact their representatives and organize around the bill. The passage of this law is devastating for trans youth, trans communities, and allies across our state. And further comprehensive detail about what the passage of SB 140 means for trans youth in Georgia can be found on the ACLU of Georgia's website. They just have the easiest little, I can also drop that here for anyone who's interested. They just have the most comprehensive all in one place. I'm also happy to answer any questions about SB 140 for anybody who has questions. And I also want to say that, although SB 140 did pass into law, the advocacy efforts from trans communities and allies across the state has shown lawmakers in Georgia that, Georgians demand safety for trans youth. By showing up and being loud, we've made it clear that trans youth do belong in Georgia, despite what our governments might say. And as you know, Spark will continue to organize for our trans communities in Georgia, and will, continue to share info about organizing, and, even when the legislature is out of session. So in addition to organizing around specific language, Spark also hosted 2 advocacy days for our base. So this was Spark's Organizing Intensive and Legislate This. So community members and advocates from across the country tuned in to our virtual events where they, got to learn about RJ, organizing, and how to advocate for a future that we believe in. Both of these events are annual. So if you didn't make it to the ones in 2023, keep your eyes out for 2024 and you can join us. So Spark also supported NARAL Pro-Choice Georgia's Advocacy Day by just talking about, the work that Spark does. and also assisted in planning and organizing the Trans Day of Liberation at the Capitol event with organizations such as Sister Song and Community Estrella, as well as speaking at the Trans Day of Liberation Lunch and Learn on the intersection of trans liberation and reproductive justice. And then, as you know, the end of session also coincided with Trans Week of Visibility. So to honor TDOV, Spark hosted a collective breath event to hold space for our community's well-beings in light of the passage of SB 140. And I think that's really most like everything that we've done this legislative session. I do want to thank our wonderful base for the amazing advocacy work that happened this session. Sparks Base worked tirelessly this session to fight for a future of reproductive justice, and we quite literally could not have done it without you. But yeah, so just be sure to follow us on social media, stay up to date for future events. And I'm also happy to answer any questions about, anything that happened during legislative session, anything that I've talked about during the wrap up. And I'm also happy to talk about SB 140 if anybody, wants to. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, legislative session is over, but we are preparing, we're already getting ready to prepare for, again, 2024. We already know that there are 2 anti-trans bills that will be introduced in 2024, which will be bathroom bills and bills attempting to ban drag. So we've already been, beginning to plan about how to organize around these bills and kind of stay in touch with Sparks. You can get information on this when it's relevant. But yeah, if anyone has questions, I'm happy to answer anything.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's more personal, but I'm just curious, with all these things going on, like all the work that you've been doing in session, how are you taking care of yourself?
I'm going to say that I've been taking care of myself by unplugging when I need to, which is hard because this is like my job, but I think it's really important for, especially like as trans people, to be able to take a step back and just turn everything off when it becomes too much. I know like doom scrolling on your phone, on Twitter, whatever, can really feel like that's what you need to be doing to stay up to date on what's going on. But I think it's okay to take a step back and give yourself space to relax, to recharge, to do the things you like. If you have hobbies, to hang out with people you like being in community, I think is really important. So yeah, just being with people who, support me, and then also unplugging when I need to has been really helpful.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think it's really hard. I mean, I feel like we've had conversations a little bit at certain points, but it's just a lot. And I think some of the things resonated with me as well, like being able to take time to yourself, unplugging, also just being able to, breathe and just do something new or, disengage. It's just, I feel like it's just so hard because every corner is, especially as like trans people, it's like everywhere. It's like, oh, you want to get on Instagram and take a break? Oh yeah, we're there too. If you want to do this, oh, we're getting events canceled because that happened during Trans Week in March, where SFQP's event had to get canceled because of all those like negative folks saying, like sending threats and stuff. So it's like it's really hard to find that space to just rest. But thank you so much for sharing. Did anyone else have any questions for Elias?
I have a question. I'm outside walking, so I hope y'all can hear me. My question is, since the SB, and I can't remember, it's hard for me to remember numbers, but the Senate bill that passed that affected trans youth, what happens? How is there any way for that to be like repealed, or like what happens with that? What happens with that?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I do know that the ACLU of Georgia is preparing to file a lawsuit to attempt to repeal the bill. I think for but as of right now, it is in effect. But yeah, so we basically now have to wait for organizations to attempt to have a lawsuit about the bill. It is unfortunate. It goes into effect July 1st. So what is important to know is that in some states, their bills will detransition youth who have already been, on hormones, on puberty blockers. This bill will grandfather in any youth who have been able to start hormones before July 1st when it goes into effect, which, is really important, I think, just to share with folks in case there are youth who are unsure or like families who are unsure about, what to do. That's just information that is helpful to share around.
Okay, thank you for that. And then I have another question then. So for folks who need resources on for like family members, children, whatever, or for themselves, where's the best place? I know Spark, you all had shared a document not too long ago. I can't remember, but where's some place that like a resource that I can give to people if they're looking for like the legality of something or just staying up to date.
Yeah, so for like legal questions, again, I think I shared the ACLU of Georgia's website that they like update just about information. For resources like medical related resources, I mean, I think, Kay, you can let me know if this is true, but I think the Atlanta Trans Resource Guide would have good resources to anyone who's looking to get medical resources or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. So I can drop the link. I just gotta get it. I'll have my links ready like y'all do.
I think I still have the link. I think it was sent in an email. I just wanted to be sure that I saved it. I wanted to make sure that was a good resource still to give people. That's what I want to check. Okay,
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's still a good resource. I'm gonna drop the link. I got it. It wasn't that hard for me to get, but just for other folks who may want it, it's ATL Trans Guide is basically the resource guide that our Light Fellows of 2022 put together. They reached out to folks. They also did like a lot of work into it and like building that resource guide out. So if you ever get the chance to check it out, look in the chat. The link is there. Did anybody else have any questions for Elias? If not, thank you, Elias.
Thank you.
If y'all have any questions, if y'all have any other questions for Elias, you can, I guess, either DM Elias in the chat or just.
Oh, I'll drop my email. So if you think of a question later, or if you want resources or information about anything, you can just like email me directly too, if you think about it later.
Perfect. Asha, are you still there? I don't know.
Yes.
I wanted to ask a question since we're done with Elias's portion. I wanted to bring this up, not to make you come on camera. I'm not asking to come on camera. But I wanted to, I guess, ask folks in the room about before we close out, it's about 15 minutes left. I wanted to, I don't know, get folks' thoughts around like the call for writers. Like, we're doing I think Asha already talked about it down south. We're looking for writers because we're doing what's the word, Asha? Like we're recreating
a refresh.
Revamp, yes, a refresh of the Vagina Monologues. And I just wanted folks' thoughts on like what you all think we could do to like get folks in. Should we have some kind of like group like activity where we're all like just working on different things or looking at the monologues to like select stuff, like if we're collaboratively working together? What do Asha and y'all think that we could do to get folks? That you came on camera like that. Is that a filter?
No.
The angle just scared me a little bit, but you know.
I don't know if y'all can hear me over the cooking of the food, but I was thinking maybe like some kind of writer's workshop where someone teaches folks how to write, and then also that could be it, maybe starting their submission.
I like that.
I like that. And the food smells good.
It does. Can you save me a bite, please? Thank you.
You're bringing Monday. I like that.
Yeah, I
writer's
just
work.
want to second that idea. I think that's a great idea. Could be virtual or even like an event at the office. I think just kind of around it, anyone who wants to be involved, writing or just like any sort of production or brainstorming ideas, I think would be great.
Thank you so much for that. I also like the idea
Did
of
I miss the Uber voucher?
I'm not sure if we ran out of the vouchers because we had a limit. But I can add, you just give me 1 second. Let me ask. Sorry, 1 second. But I'll give me 1 second to come back to that with that answer for you. But yeah, I really like the idea of like the brainstorming as a space too. I think just like being able to like maybe have some printouts of different portions of the monologues and maybe just like have folks like look at them and maybe just look at them and go from there. And just like maybe get new ideas. Also, another idea, maybe engaging through Spark socials. Also, what they like / dislike about the original. The link is in the chat for the folks that had reached out to me and asked. Yeah. But yeah, let me finish reading what I was reading about the original and what a Black queer Southern take would look like to them. Oh, I like, okay, yeah. I think even like taking it, adding to that and even doing some kind of live event as well. Maybe just either with a writer or with someone else that's going to be a part of like our whole process. Sorry, everyone.
Thank you, Darcel. I know Darcel's been looking for like writing stuff for a little minute now. So I'm excited. And actually, Darcel, could you schedule a one-on-one with me? And we can just plan this event out together. And then if any of y'all are interested in participating in the planning of this event, just let me know and we can do it. Let's do it. Right? Because you're here for action, right? You're not just here to listen to us talk. You're here to do stuff. So come on down.
Yes, I agree. That's why I wanted to ask the question because I really wanted to get folks' thoughts, and I really appreciate Darcel and Carter's like pieces, what they provided. And I'm taking notes. But anyone else have any thoughts? I write as well and would love to collab too, but I just joined, so I'm a little lost. Asha, would you mind freshening them up on what we were talking about as far as the down south?
You're lost about down you're lost about down south, or you're lost about just Spark, because you said you're new. I think I seen you last week, right? I mean last month. But I am putting my email and just hit me up and I will throw you in. Oh yes, for clarity, were you confused about what down south is, or you're just lost because you're new?
Oh, just down south.
Okay, cool. So down south is going to be part of our fire camp. We do a media justice camp during the summer, and it is for young, Black, queer, transgender, expansive folks. And you just learn different things. So this year we're really focusing on art and reproductive justice. And one of the things that we're extra focusing on is acting, and how it feels to be in the body and move the body. Art as a means for change. And so down south is going to be the performance for our fire campers. And we are going to use the monologues from these submissions for the fire campers to perform. And we are queering up the vagina monologues. Yeah. Any other questions? Was that clear?
Well, I think you did a great job.
Thanks, Mom.
Not Mom.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Okay, do folks have any other questions or anything they want to add? If not, we probably going to close out early, which we already projected. Yeah, normally we go till 8. I mean, yeah, till 7:30, but yeah, it's an early night. Of course, of course. And thanks for coming to your first, this is your first meeting too, Antoinette. So it was great to see your A pop in.
Yes.
All right, well, good night, everyone, and talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.